What is the Lightning Network? Can I really send Bitcoins to anyone instantly without any fees? How does it even work? Well, stick around. In today's episode of Bitcoin Whiteboard Tuesday, we'll answer these questions and more. Hi, I'm Nate Martin from 99bitcoins.com, and welcome to Bitcoin Whiteboard Tuesday, where we take complex Bitcoin topics, break them down, and translate them into plain English. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you'll immediately get notified when a new video comes out. Today's topic is the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Look, Bitcoin is great. It puts you in control of your own money, allows you to connect with people halfway across the world, and it can't be shut down by any government or bank. But just like everything else, it has its limitations. If you've ever tried to send a transaction during a particularly busy time, you've probably noticed that Bitcoin transactions can get slow and expensive. Transactions are confirmed only once every 10 minutes on average, and if you didn't attach a high enough fee, it could take even days to get confirmed. Unfortunately, this means that Bitcoin in its current form isn't scalable. While Visa can process up to 65,000 transactions per second, Bitcoin can handle only 7 transactions per second. With additional upgrades, this number can increase to double digits, but it's still not even close to traditional payment processors. This becomes a real issue with day-to-day microtransactions. One of the main arguments of why Bitcoin can't be used as a medium of exchange is due to how slowly it works and how expensive it is to send small payments through the network. Wouldn't it be great if we could have instant and feeless transactions? This is where the Lightning Network comes in. The Lightning Network is a set of rules that are built on top of Bitcoin's blockchain and are specifically designed to facilitate micropayments. So if Bitcoin is layer 1, the Lightning Network is considered a layer 2 solution. The concept was originally introduced in 2015 and has been in development ever since. Its main idea is that small transactions don't need to be recorded directly on Bitcoin's blockchain, but rather off-chain. It provides all the benefits Bitcoin has without its drawbacks. So how does the Lightning Network work exactly? The basic concept behind the Lightning Network is payment channels. In other words, if I want to transact with my friend, we open an off-chain payment channel between us. From then on, the payment channel is open and any number of transactions can directly occur between me and my friend, without payments ever touching the main blockchain. Funds can be transferred as quickly as the user's wallets can communicate over the net. Once we want to conclude our business, we conduct a closing transaction on the main blockchain and basically settle all of our previous transactions. This is kind of like me and my friend writing down how much each one of us owes the other without ever exchanging the money until he and I choose to settle the bill. Let's say my friend and I want to make some small bets on the results of the World Cup. If we pay these bets on the level 1 Bitcoin blockchain, we may end up paying a lot more than we intended due to fees. On the other hand, if we don't pay enough fees, we might find ourselves waiting for hours for the money to change hands. But if we use the Lightning Network, it's a whole different ballgame. Well, let me explain. When you open a payment channel, each of you deposits a certain amount of money that acts sort of like a security deposit. The amount needs to be equal to or larger than the value that will eventually be transacted. Let's say my friend and I want to conduct a series of bets with a total value of 1 Bitcoin. So we open up a payment channel between us and each of us deposits 0.5 Bitcoins as a security deposit. This deposit is the only payment that actually reaches the layer 1 blockchain. From now on, payments will be settled only between me and my friend. Keep in mind that if at any point either one of us wants to back out of the transaction, we can easily just take our deposit and leave without consulting with the other person. Now, let's assume that I lose a bet and need to pay my friend 0.1 Bitcoin. We will both sign a transaction in our off-chain ledger, kind of like a small pocketbook, stating that I now have 0.4 Bitcoins and he has 0.6 Bitcoins. If at any point my friend wants to leave with the winnings, he can just display our signed ledger to the network and the deposits will be returned according to the new balances. The Lightning Network also has a fraud protection mechanism built in. If for some reason I were to try to back out now and take my whole 0.5 Bitcoins back, my whole deposit will be sent over to my friend. Such harsh penalties are in place in order to discourage participants from trying to cheat. Remember, even if my friend and I transacted over 1,000 times, the blockchain will only ever show 2 transactions, one for opening the payment channel and depositing the money, and one for closing it and settling the bill. All of the transactions in between were basically feeless and instant. So this is how the basic function of the Lightning Network works. But while this is all very nice, it means I have to deposit funds with each new person I want to interact with, and that's not very realistic. In order to overcome this issue, the Lightning Network allows me to jump through connected payment channels. This means that if I have a payment channel with my friend and he has a payment channel with his sister, I can ask my friend to pay his sister on my behalf using their open payment channel. The network effect makes the Lightning Network much more powerful, since in order to transact with anyone, you just need to find a path to that someone through other participants in the network who already know each other. It doesn't even matter if that channel goes through 100 different intermediaries, hence making the Lightning Network globally scalable. Moreover, the Lightning Network brings new possibilities for using Bitcoin as a payment method. One interesting example is that you can start streaming workload, meaning you can pay workers only for the number of minutes or even seconds they've worked, since there's no overhead. There's still a long way before the Lightning Network finishes its testing phases or becomes fully operational. Still, in light of Bitcoin's very problematic drawbacks we discussed in the beginning of this video, this is really big news. With instant and near feeless Lightning payments, Bitcoin would finally be able to replace credit cards and even cash or other person-to-person transaction methods. That's it for today's episode of Bitcoin Whiteboard Tuesday. Hopefully by now you understand the basic concepts of what the Lightning Network is and how it works. You may still have some questions, and if so, just leave them in the comments section below. And if you're watching this video on YouTube and enjoy what you've seen, don't forget to hit the like button. Then make sure to subscribe to the channel and click that bell so that you'll be notified as soon as we post new episodes. Thanks for joining me here at the Whiteboard. For 99bitcoins.com, I'm Nate Martin, and I'll see you in a bit. We'll answer these questions and more. Really, acts as sort of a how can I trust someone not to run away if he hoes me? If he hoes me? Hose. We're talking about hoses now, hence making them light. That's a tough paragraph. I'm going to get through it.